look, this is where identity politics goes, right? You have this guy from California who's become a presidential candidate. I don't know anything about him, right? So I've literally just discovered this guy because I watched this 22-second clip from being interviewed by Vice News. And my God, this is the worst example of identity politics gone mad that I can think of, right? The very question of him running because he's a white guy is the point of contention.
Why should another white guy be president?
Why should another white guy be president? As if the identity politicians just get to decide what kind of person gets to be president. And you are asking them permission to say, well, look, can I please be president? And they're like, yeah, but why a white guy? We're the kingmakers here, not you. So we, the media, will decide using identity politics who's going to be the person in charge. And why should we have another white guy? Like, ever? Like, we've had enough white guys, haven't we? I mean, I know that this is racial and sexist discrimination, but like, why should it be another white guy? And instead of saying, hey, that's totally backwards framing, it's the public that decide, not the media, surely. And why are you discriminating against me in arbitrary ways? Instead, he just goes, oh, well, I'm a progressive.
Well, a white guy who doesn't see other identities or understand other experiences should not be president.
God, listen to how broken he sounds, right? You can't muster self-confidence and sort of moral integrity, which is what you're trying to do when you do this, by just conceding that really there shouldn't be, and definitely not one that doesn't understand identities, but I do. And so I'm a woke white guy. I mean, surely that's good, isn't it? That's what you're looking for.
I do. And where there would be gaps in my knowledge or my experience, I will pass the mic to people, who do have that experience.
Then why do we need you? Why on earth would anyone vote for you if that's the case? If you're just going to be like, well, this person can talk. Like, that's not leadership. Why? I mean, apparently you're polling on 0%, so I can kind of see why. Dude, that you're being treated like a second-class citizen. Like, just the fact that you are a white guy. Well, hang on a second, white guy. You're part of the undesirable class, actually. And so, I mean, we're not saying that we're gonna, we're not going to judge you for it, but you are. And we have other plans. Do you understand? We have plans for society that don't actually involve white guys. So, what are you going to do?
I've also pledged that I would ask a woman to serve as vice president.
Right, okay. Why wouldn't we just have a woman president? Why are you, a privileged straight white man, standing in the way of the first woman president? You ain't going to get the votes, mate, are you? They are absolutely not going to vote for you. Because you were a straight white man. That's where the left has ended with its identity politics. You are the problem with too many straight white men. We need less straight white men, more queer women of colour. Do you understand how the trans, if possible, really right at the tippy top of the stack? I love that. Like, why? Why should we have another white guy? It's like, Jesus, can you even imagine asking that about anyone else? Like, God, well, really, why should we have another woman journalist? Has anyone ever thought about asking that question? What would the answer look like? Hysterical screeching about misogyny, right? So how is this not misandry? How is this not active group power being used against a group that is not even allowed to defend itself in that way? Like, this is predatory. That's how it looks to me. It's predatory to have one group of activists using a particular kind of group power in which the other side cannot answer, and it's all just completely moral for them. It's the moral thing to do, to then just steamroll over this other group. And I'm just like, right, okay, I don't want the other group to start, doing politics in the same way, because I find this kind of politics cruel. I find this to be something that is soul destroying. I mean, it's soul destroying watching him talk. He's like, I know I should be trying to do something, but I'm literally in the wrong class of person. Like, I'm literally not physically able, no matter what I do. And it's not because of any deficiency in me, it's because of their bigotry. Like, It's soul crushing to watch. It's the most unmanly thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's like, dude, you know you shouldn't be. According to the philosophy you're following, you know you have no argument and no legitimacy in this regard. You have been made a second-class citizen by identity politics. No one's voting for the undesirables, man. Especially not in your region. Bloody hell. And in the other regions where they're not looking at you thinking, you know, in the same way, they're looking at your lack of manliness and vim and like self-confidence and just thinking, well, no way. No way do I think this guy's going to do a good job. And the thing is, like I said, I don't know anything about this guy, right? He's probably a very competent man in all other aspects of his life. But man, when it comes to presenting, and hey, I'm not exactly one to judge about presenting yourself as political candidates, right? Like, I'm not saying that I have all the answers. All I'm saying is I'm looking at this and just thinking, this is the very worst of identity politics writ large. It's completely presented to the world and saying, look, I am literally like the servant of these other people, and like I'm just going to be their footstool, and yet I'm still asking them to put me in charge. Like, it's ridiculous on the face of it. But anyway, I could probably go on about this all the time, but this is where the left eventually leads. A kind of caste system, where now we're looking, well, you're part of the undesirables caste. Should we have another white guy? Probably not, let's be honest. That's the conclusion we're going to come to. We'll probably go for the woman of colour, you know. She's got closer connections to other people as well, so she's probably better than you.